The old, abandoned research facility loomed in the distance, its crumbling facade seeming to whisper secrets to the wind. The once majestic building now stood as a testament to neglect and abandonment, its windows shattered, and its doors hanging crookedly on hinges that screamed in the gentle breeze. A group of friends, all seasoned explorers, had been searching for the perfect urban legend to investigate. They had heard whispers of the abandoned facility, and their curiosity was piqued. The group consisted of 5 friends: Alex, the tech savvy researcher, Emily, the thrill seeker, Matt, the historian, Sarah, the photographer, and Jack, the skeptic. As they approached the facility, they noticed something strange. The building seemed to be surrounded by an eerie silence. No birds sang, no insects buzzed, and the wind seemed to die down as they drew closer. The group exchanged nervous glances, but their excitement and curiosity propelled them forward. The group cautiously entered the building, their flashlights casting flickering shadows on the walls. The air inside was thick with dust, and the smell of decay wafted through their nostrils. As they explored the facility, they stumbled upon old laboratory equipment, abandoned experiments, and cryptic notes scrawled on the walls. Matt, the historian, began to piece together the facility's past. He discovered that the building was once a hub for top-secret research, where scientists had conducted experiments on the human mind and behavior. The group found evidence of strange occurrences, mysterious disappearances, and unexplained phenomena. As they delved deeper, they uncovered a hidden room deep within the facility. Inside, they found a series of logs and journals belonging to one of the researchers. The entries detailed the experiments, the subjects, and the terrifying results. The group realized that they were not alone in the facility. They were being watched. Suddenly, the lights flickered and the equipment began to malfunction. The group heard strange noises, whispers, and footsteps. They knew they had to get out, but as they turned to leave, they realized that one of their own was missing. "Where's Emily?" Alex asked, panic rising in his voice. The group frantically searched the facility, calling out Emily's name, but there was only silence. As they stumbled through the darkness, they stumbled upon a hidden laboratory. Inside, they found Emily, strapped to a table, with electrodes attached to her head. "Get her off!" Jack shouted, rushing to Emily's side, but as they tried to free her, the equipment sprang to life. The machines began to beep, and a low hum filled the air. Emily's eyes flickered open, and she spoke in a voice that was not her own. "You shouldn't be here," she said, her voice cold and menacing. The group froze in terror as Emily's eyes turned black, and she began to convulse. They knew they had to get out, but as they turned to flee, they realized that they were trapped. The doors were sealed, and the windows refused to budge. As the group watched in horror, Emily's body began to change. Her eyes turned back to normal, but her expression was twisted into a grotesque grin. She spoke in her own voice, but the words were laced with an otherworldly tone. "I remember," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I remember what they did to me." The group realized that Emily had been a subject in the facility's experiments. She had been part of a government-funded program designed to manipulate the human mind. The group knew they had to escape, but as they tried to find a way out, they were met with resistance. The facility seemed to be shifting, rooms disappearing, and corridors changing. The group became disoriented, and their sense of reality began to blur. They stumbled upon old files, documents, and records. They discovered that the facility was not just a research center, but a testing ground for mind control. As they navigated the ever-changing labyrinth, they encountered other subjects, people who had been experimented on and had lost their grip on reality. The group fought to survive, but they knew they had to find a way to free Emily from the facility's grasp. In the climax of their terrifying ordeal, the group discovered the truth. The facility was not abandoned, it was still operational, and the researchers were still conducting their twisted experiments. The group fought their way out, but not without scars, physical and emotional. As they emerged into the bright sunlight, they knew that their lives would never be the same. They had uncovered a dark secret, and they would have to live with the consequences. The group vowed to expose the truth, but as they looked back at the facility, they knew that they would never forget the horrors they experienced within its walls. The abandoned research facility stood as a haunting reminder of the horrors they had endured. The group knew that they had to tell the world about the atrocities that had taken place within its walls, but they also knew that the truth would be hard to believe. As they walked away from the facility, they couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being watched. They knew that they had to be careful, that the researchers and the forces behind the facility would stop at nothing to keep their secrets buried. The group vowed to stay together, to support each other through the trauma they had experienced. They knew that it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to expose the truth and bring justice to those who had suffered. The story of the abandoned research facility would haunt them forever, a reminder of the darkness that lurked in the shadows of human experimentation and the importance of uncovering the truth no matter the cost.